Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I am Mostakim Mondol, lecturer in English, Monmathpur Ideal College, part-1 Dinajpur. How are you, dear students? Hope that you are well. I am fine too, by the grace of Allah. Dear students, you are most welcome from the core of my heart to this video class on the part of our principal sir, who has taken active steps for conducting various classes on our verified Facebook page. Dear students, to my mind, our principal sir is the pioneer for initializing of various classes considering the welfare of the students. Dear students, going to the main point, I like to ask you, do you know which the most important parts of a speech in a sentence is? Undoubtedly verb. Why? Because any sentence can be formed without noun, without pronoun, without adjective, without adverb, without conjunction, interjection, etc. But no sentence can be formed without verb. So, it plays a vital role in our grammar as well as literature. So, you must know the rules of the right form of verbs. So, today's topic is right form of verbs. Dear students, you will get this item in question number 6 of your second paper, and this item contains 5 marks. Actually, every item of your second paper, grammatical items especially, contain 5 marks each. So dear students, no more what? Come to the main point. I am going to discuss the rules of the right form of the verbs one by one. Okay? If a sentence contains daily, every day, every week, usually, occasionally, normally, scientific to, habitual fact, universal to, you will use present indefinite tense in that sentence. Have you understood? For example, notice here, dear students, we find daily. For this word daily, you have to use present indefinite tense. So, what will be the answer? Carries. C-A-R-R-I-E-S. Understood? Rule 2. If a sentence contains now, at this moment, day by day, rapidly, drastically, etc., you will use present continuous tense in that sentence. For example, notice here, the students will find day by day. For this day by day, you have to use present continuous tense in this sentence. So, what will be the answer? Is increasing. Is is increasing. Okay. Rule 3. If you find just now, already, recently, ever, lately, of late, etc. in a sentence, you will use present perfect tense in that sentence. For example, I received your email just now. For these two words, just now, you have to use present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. So, what will be the answer to this sentence? Undoubtedly, have received. Have received. Okay. Rule number 4. If you find point of time or a period of time just after for or since in a sentence, you will use present perfect continuous tense in that sentence. Okay? Once again, if you find point of time or period of time just after for or since in a sentence, you will use present perfect continuous tense. For example, notice the sentence. We find 2 years after fall, and for this you have to use present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. So what will be the answer? Has been started. Okay. Rule 5. If you notice once, yesterday, last related any time, or past related any time in the sentence, you will use past indefinite tense in that sentence. For example, notice the students will find once. For this word once, you have to use past indefinite tense in this sentence. So, what will be the answer? Came. Okay. Rule number 6. If you find wish and if there is be verb within bracket, answer will be always where, however the subject. For example, I wish Bangladesh be where a corruption-free country. Have to find wish and also find viva within bracket. For this wish you have to use oil. Answer will be oil. Have understood, my dear students? But if there is principal verb within bracket containing wish, what will be the answer? Answer will be in past form or past tense, or you may use could before the base form of principal verb. For example, I wish I dance on the stage. On the stage, there you find wish, and there is principal verb within bracket. So answer will be danced or could dance. Okay. Rule number 7. If there is as if or as though at the middle of a sentence, and if there is present indefinite tense or present perfect tense at the very beginning of a sentence, you will use past indefinite tense in the latter part or second part in that sentence. Have you understood? For example, notice here you find as if. The first part of this sentence is present indefinite tense. For this you have to use past indefinite tense in the second part. So answer will be new. Answer will be new. But if there is past indefinite tense, if there is past indefinite tense at the very beginning, you have to use past perfect tense at the second part. For example, notice here as though, and this part is past indefinite tense. So second part would be past perfect tense. So what will be the answer? Had known. Had known. Past indefinite, past perfect. Present indefinite or present perfect, past indefinite. Okay. Rule 8. If since connects two words of a sentence, and if the first part is present indefinite tense or present perfect tense, second part will be past indefinite tense. For example, here we find since, and this since has connected two parts of the sentence. One is 10 years have passed, another one is you come here. So answer will be came. Okay, dear learners. But if there is past indefinite tense containing since, the latter part or second part of the sentence would be past perfect tense. Once again, if since connects two parts of a sentence, and if the first part is past indefinite tense, second part will be past perfect tense. For example, notice here, since this part, first part is past indefinite tense, so second part will be past perfect tense. So what is the answer? Like that. Okay. Rule 9. If you find modal auxiliary just before the principal verb of a sentence, you will use the base form or present form of principal verb. Once again, if you find modal auxiliaries, for example, can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, and if you find principal verb just after these modal auxiliaries, you have to use the base form of the principal verb. For example, get started. Notice here, we find a modal auxiliary and this is could. And just after this could, we find base form of verb. Go. So answer will be go. Okay? But if you find be after these modal auxiliaries, that's why if there can be, could be, maybe, must be, should be, would be, just before the principal verb, you have to use the past participle of the principal verb. For example, notice here, we find be just before the modal auxiliary may, and for this you have to use past participle of this principal verb, so answer will be done. Answer will be done. Rule number 10. If you find two principal verbs in a simple sentence, you have to add ing with the verbs within bracket. Once again, if a simple sentence contains two principal verbs, you have to add ing with the verbs within bracket. Notice now. I saw you sing a song. The students, it's a simple sentence and there are two verbs. One is saw, another one is sing. So we have to add ing with this verb sing. So answer will be singing. Rule number 11. If you find and, but, or, either or, neither nor, and if you find two verbs, both the verbs will be in same form, same tense. Have you understood? Notice now. They came here but go back. Notice here, but is a conjunction and there are two verbs. One is came and another one is go. So you have to make it went. Have you understood, my dear students? Rule number 12. If you find principal verb just after while, you have to add ing with the principal verb. In other words, if you find principal verb just after while, you have to add ing with the principal verb. For instance, notice here we find while and that is principal verb just after while, so you have to add ing with this principal verb. So answer will be crossing. Crossing. Have you understood? Undoubtedly, you have understood. No more today, dear students. I have to finish this class within a short span of time. And wishing your overall development, I am going to conclude this class advising you to stay home. Don't mix with bad companies. Don't touch any kind of drug addiction. Allah Hafiz.